Should Christians be supporting the nation of Israel at all costs? We're going to take a look at a very heated exchange between Ted Cruz and Tucker Carlson over this specific topic. Because you might be thinking, this is not a hill to die on, but let's just see if it is. I'm going to let them speak for themselves. Tucker comes to the table regarding this matter, and he says, why would I support Israel? Why is it biblically commanded? Ted Cruz says, yes, it is, but let's just hear them out, and then I'll just explain what I think along the way.
Let me tell you what.
No, you said I was obsessed with Israel, and you had just told me that your driving motive to get to the Senate was to defend Israel. I don't think I'm the one who's obsessed with Israel.
Okay, Tucker, words matter, and you know that. I said I resolved to be the leading defender of Israel, and you said your driving motive, the reason you're in the Senate.
You want to be the leading defender of Israel. I would think if I ran for Senate, I'd be like, there are people dying of drug ODs on the street.
My driving motive is to fight for Texas and America, and to fight for jobs, and to fight for the Constitution. And you played a very, very careful word game of a lie.
You're the one who said it, not me.
So you still haven't asked why, but I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, so before he gets into that, Tucker, he's a lot more passionate. Ted Cruz is a lot more reserved. I would side more on this argument more with Ted Cruz, but personally, I kind of like Tucker a little bit better. I've followed him closer, and just the way that he approaches topics. Ted Cruz, being a member of Congress, he's a politician, so you have to take that into account, what they're talking about. Tucker is more, I got to get views, I got to get eyes on me, even though he I wouldn't say he's like that personally, but just being in the arena that he is and having a podcast and being on entertainment, he needs to get something sparks flying, and I don't think he tries to do it. I think he just naturally has it. So they're coming at it, and this is is this an impasse? Because this is going to be very eye-opening. If you have not seen this, what Tucker he seems like he's caught off guard in what Ted Cruz brings up.
Okay.
And the reason is twofold. Number one, as a Christian, growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the...
It's in Genesis. But so you're quoting...
Tucker knows exactly what he's referring to. I don't think he's really thought through this, because I don't think a lot of Christians have thought through this. Of supporting Israel is not just something that people are preaching from the pulpits. For the most part, in American Christianity, a lot of theology it's replacement theology. The church has replaced Israel. It's been 2,000 years of that. It was just for infancy of just bringing in the Christ, revealing himself through the nation of Israel. Okay, now we're done with that. We're ready for the new man of Christianity, and everything needs to be absorbed into Christianity. Biblically, the more that I've looked into this, and I think a lot of people, the more that they actually look into this, when it speaks of Israel, those aren't just references to the church specifically. And even that word church is a loaded term. It means a better rendition of it would be the calling out, the assembly, the community of faith. It's not just a church, a building, or even just Christianity. It's just the called out ones. But I want to continue.
A Bible phrase, you don't have context for it, and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
So this could be me having this conversation with Tucker as well. But I think that Ted Cruz is going to get him thinking. And there are a lot of people on both sides of the fence, because Christians have not thought through this of should they be dying on a hill of supporting for Israel? And is that biblically commanded?
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two...
Hold on.
I'm not holding on.
Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But hold on. Define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding?
Heck yes, it's important. This is very important. And Tucker is a true Christian. He's a true Christian. So any real Christian, when they are confronted with truth and with reality, they want it. So they're gonna, like, if they're willing to dive in more and more, and I think true Christians will dive in more and more, the whole thing of, we understand the Israel from the Bible that is promised to Abraham. He says, those who bless you will be blessed, those who curse you will be cursed. And then the genealogy goes through, and then the blessing goes to Isaac and then Jacob, whose name changed to Israel. And then that is what the Jewish people come from. So we should be, I would say, standing for Israel, whatever that means. But I think the clearest representation that we have in the miraculous thing that we have in this world is that the nation of Israel has been reconstituted after 2,000 years of being just scattered abroad. It was a divine thing that God brought the nation of Israel back together, and he is continuing to bring the nation of Israel back together. But I want to continue.
This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel. Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
And so is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the descendants
God's
of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
And by the way, it's not run by Benjamin Netanyahu as a dictator. It's a democratic country that elected.
To say that the nation of Israel that we currently have, we understand it is imperfect. It is not like the nation of Israel has never been perfect, but they are the true state, the true people of God, the true Jewish community that has been promised, that was existed in the Old Testament, and now it has been brought back after the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple in 70 AD. That was when everything got scattered, and it was primarily due to their rejection of their Messiah. Their Messiah has come. The more that I get into this, the more that I learn about this, it does seem, I think that we should take this extremely, extremely seriously, because I think of myself, and I just did a podcast regarding the rapture, and I don't know exactly where I stand 100% on that, but I am leading more and more towards it, and it making sense. And I feel like I'm like you see the Mel Gibson versions of in The Patriot, he's like going for his country. And then he, in Braveheart, he's just like, just like, I feel like I'm kind of, the viewpoint of the rapture almost seems like it makes sense biblically. It seems like, I'm not completely there, but I think I'm going towards that direction. And it only makes sense because God promises that the nation of Israel will be blessed. They will be the kingdom on earth. When Jesus was going to ascend to heaven, Peter said, are you at this time going to restore the kingdom to Israel? And Jesus said, no, let's change your mindset. It's going to be a while. He didn't say no. He didn't say that's ludicrous speaking. It's ludicrous thinking, Peter. But for this time, it is not. He did not discount it. It is a future reality that the superpower in this world will be Israel eventually. And that is where the whole millennial kingdom comes into play. But the rapture aspect of it, it seems like the Christians, whoever is a believer in God in this world, this is how I'm seeing it. People are going to be taken up. And then who's going to be left here? The Jews. The Jews are going to be left here because they have not embraced the Messiah, but they still believe in the true God. They are the true people of God. And then there's going to be a lot of people that are just lukewarm Christians that were left here. And then other just people that just completely don't believe in it at all, and they're just going to explain it away. There might be an element of aliens that come into play and all that. But the only thing that makes sense is that the true believers, as in true Jews, they will then, their eyes will be they will be in shock because this actually took place, and then that blindness is going to be taken away. That's where I'm kind of like going towards that. And just for us to support Israel, it's like, even if you don't support them now, you will have to support them in the future. So I would almost get on board and supporting them now because they are the elect nation. They are the chosen people. So, and I know this caught Tucker off guard, but I think his heart is in a good place. He just doesn't see it yet. And I didn't always see it as well. And it doesn't mean that I have perfect theology now or anybody does. But the more that I've looked into the Bible, the more I've examined it and opened to this, it does seem that supporting Israel, that doesn't mean everything they're going to do is perfect. And we got to call things out that are wrong. But there is going to be a definite split, a definite separation between, because it's going to become hostile to supporting Jews. It always gets that way because there's a satanic spirit that always wants to destroy the Jewish people through all ages, and it goes away and it comes back. It goes away and it comes back. So where are you going to stand? All right, if you've enjoyed this video, hit this link and I'll see you on the other side.